Craziest ways that players got dropped from their team. Back in December 2013, Nicolas Anelka was playing for West Bromwich Albion in the Premier League, as the club had signed him earlier that year, hoping his experience could help replace the goals they lost after Romelu Lukaku's departure. And for a while, Anelka struggled to make an impact until a wild match against West Ham United completely changed everything, but it wasn't because of how many goals he scored, it was because of how he celebrated them. You see, during that 3-3 draw at Upton Park, Anelka scored twice, and after his first goal, he celebrated by doing a strange arm gesture called the Canel. Most people didn't even know what it meant at the time, yet within hours it exploded into one of the biggest scandals English football had seen in years. The gesture was linked to a French comedian who had been accused of spreading anti-Semitic messages, so the move was described by many as an inverted Nazi salute. But things went from bad to worse almost immediately. The thing is, France's sports minister publicly called the gesture disgusting, and major media outlets were all over it, while Anelka suddenly found himself at the center of an international controversy. He claimed it was simply a dedication to his comedian friend and said it had nothing to do with religion or hate. Still, the Football Association opened a full investigation, as West Brom quietly told him not to do it again. But that wasn't enough to stop the damage. As it turns out, one of West Brom's main sponsors, a company called Zoopla, was co-owned by a Jewish businessman, so they immediately decided to end their partnership with the club. That cost West Brom a major financial hit, and pressure on the team grew fast. So soon after, the FA charged Anelka with making an offensive gesture and gave him a 5-match ban, an £80,000 fine, as well as an order to complete an education course. But the craziest part of all this came right after his suspension. What I mean is that while the club was still disciplining him, Anelka took to Twitter and suddenly announced, completely on his own, that he was terminating his contract with West Brom to protect his integrity. The club had no idea he was going to do that, so within hours they hit back, calling his social media announcement unprofessional and saying it wasn't legally valid. But that tweet ended up being the final straw, since West Brom officially fired him for gross misconduct, as his gesture and his social media walkout had both crossed the line. And I post football stories like this one every single day. Follow if you want the algorithm to show them to you.